Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the Extra channel. I want to give you a little bit of an insight into the Mach X on how it performed on a 90-minute long run. So I took this thing out last weekend with the goal to progress through the paces. I wanted to see how it handled a variety of paces and where its sweet spot was. I kind of had a hunch that when I was running in it, and have been running it, which I have to say I really am enjoying this shoe. It is fantastic, but I kind of feel like the more I run it, the more I feel like it's such a great moderate cruiser. And so I wanted to get it out on a long run and see how I did, because since the long run I've taken it on another moderate run and I have thoroughly enjoyed it there again. So the long run consisted of 90 minutes. I did try and record it out there. If I've got some of the footage, I'll throw it in now. So good morning and welcome to another video here on the Extra channel. Today is all about the Hoka Mach X on the long run. Now, there's nothing particularly crazy happening today because this is my sort of down week as such before going into full training again next week. But I have planned a sort of 80-90 minute gentle progression. So already I'm over 40 minutes into the run and I started off 20 minutes at around 750 per mile. But of course, as always, the GoPro battery, I hadn't charged it and it died on me. So I can't remember what footage I had, but just a quick recap. It was 20 minutes easy, 20 minutes steezy, so somewhere in between easy and moderate, 20 minutes moderate, so that totaled 60 minutes. Then I pushed it from moderate, so halfway between moderate and marathon pace, so a push on, and then a final 10 minutes wrapping it up around marathon pace. I just simply wanted to go through the gears. It was all on concrete. It was too dark for me to get out on the trails, so I kind of wanted to push a little bit. I got on the trails in the second half of the long run, but most of the first part was done on the concrete, and yeah, just see what it was all about and how it handled it. And I got to the end of that long run, and I have to say I felt really accomplished, not only with the long run but with the shoe itself. But the first thought that came into my head as soon as I finished was I wouldn't want to take this shoe any further, and I wouldn't want to take the shoe any faster. I'm not saying it wasn't uncomfortable at that point, but I kind of felt like I reached my limit with the shoe and it wasn't going to go any faster. I feel like I could plod 3+ hours in it at moderate paces, but when I hit marathon pace, I feel like I was topping out. I was like revving the car as high as it would go, and it just didn't want to go any further. So for that reason, I think I've definitely come to the conclusion that I'm not going to try and put any form of interval workouts in this shoe. But overall, my extra thoughts coming off the back of that, and then since doing another moderate run and starting to put the miles in it a bit more, is that I am really thoroughly enjoying it, and it's going to get to 100 miles really quickly. It's fast becoming one of my favorite moderate day cruising shoes. Really efficient, really comfortable, and I'm loving the whole setup of what Hoka are doing here. I'm loving the PIBA based midsole. I'd love to test the Rocket X2. I'd love to feel what a full length shoe with the PIBA midsole would feel like. I'm sure it would feel wonderful. At the moment, I've got this one and I can't wait to put more miles in it. So far, so good. Soft, squishy. Kind of like other Hokas, not as responsive. It's more responsive than some of the other ones that I've tested, especially like the Clifton 9. But I still don't get that massive propulsion feeling from it, and that's why I kind of got to the end of the marathon pace and felt, yeah, this is enough. I'm not getting the push from the shoe that I get from other shoes, so I think this is where I need to stop it. So overall, I've kind of notched it back down to what I would call kind of a moderate day to marathon pace effort shoe, but I wouldn't want to do too much marathon effort in it, if I'm honest with you. I really wouldn't want to go much higher than the moderate paces, and even from there, if I got to marathon paces, I wouldn't want to stick at it too long. I did 10 minutes in the long run. That was enough, and it felt good enough. So yeah, just wanted to share those extra thoughts on this shoe after the long run. It was genuinely a 10 out of 10 long run experience. I was buzzing after the long run. It felt really good, but I was ready to wrap it up at that point. So those are my extra thoughts. I'd love to hear if you've got the shoe. Have you tested it? Have you done long runs in it? What sort of paces do you find are the sweet spot? Do drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, just thought I'd share this little extra thought on the shoe.